Welcome to the NS9 postgame show powered by Primanti Brothers. I am Ryan. With me is Doug. Doug, we are going to close the first half down, doing it in style. The Pirates win today 2-1 and snap an 8-game losing streak. What's up, Doug?
Hey, well, I tell you what, I came in here somewhat enthused about the win, excited about the draft, and then I see this comment before the show even starts,
Uh-oh.
and it's okay. I get that you might not know who Nathan Osler is yet, as far as the world of NSI, but you don't know who Fresh is? That's hurtful. That hurtful. That hurts my heart.
Was that a Bucko Mike comment?
No, I don't know. No, it's a different Mike.
Okay.
But I would ban Bucko Mike if he had put that out.
No, I think you talking about this one. I think this is Bucko Mike.
No, because he's Mike B, isn't he? I don't know. Okay, maybe it is.
He could have changed it because now
enough of that nonsense. But yes, the Pirates get
Guinness and Fresh. There you go.
There you go. A 2-1 win. We were hoping. We were hoping for a little better road trip than what we got. I remember saying something about, gee, if they could go 6-3. But so 1-8 on the road. Another outstanding start from Mitch Keller, who now has 14 quality starts at the All-Star break. Pretty impressive. It was another kind of ugly game with some, why didn't he run a little harder? Why didn't they turn that play a little better type, energy to it there for a while? But in the end, thanks to a great pitching and just enough runs, the Pirates win 2-1.
Yeah, and DW here. We just got to clarify. I think I don't think he was saying who's Nathan. I think he was trying to guess who's on the show today. So
okay.
No, it's Ryan and Doug closing out the first half. So you mentioned, if they
I feel better.
If they could just win 6 on the road trip. Well, Doug, my last post game show was July 2nd, and if you go back on July 2nd, the Pirates had just swept the Cardinals. They had shut out the Cardinals 3 straight games. And I said, this road trip to Seattle, Kansas City, Minnesota will be a nice test for the Buccos. What happened here? Because my last game, they won. I was like buying in. I was like, don't trade anybody. Let's go for it. This team's got it now. Don Kelly's got it under control. They're rolling. What happened in these last 8 games?
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm the same way. I had visions of sugar plums dancing in my head, right? I thought, and actually, I mean, realistically, I knew we could not contend. I knew we couldn't make it to the playoffs, but I was thinking things like, listen, if we could finish with an above 500 record in the Donnie Kelly portion of the season, right? And make a savvy trade where you add an actual bat. Just one, not even, but then you could go into the off season, feeling a little excited, trying to convince yourself that Connor Griffin will come up in June and just, all this kind of stuff that we do, the hope that we talk ourselves into. But yeah,
I was buying in. July 2nd, I was all in. That was the last time you heard me on these airwaves.
Yeah,
I was like, let's go.
Until yesterday, last time I went was Tyler and I saying, hey, I'm not embarrassed to watch this team anymore. I'm not, I'm enjoying watching the games,
Right.
And then we're right back to, they're lifeless. It looks like they've all quit. There's no effort. Boy, stuff can change quick in baseball.
It sure can.
I mean, it doesn't take long. But, on the plus side, I believe the Pirates are now 10,878 and 10,877 all time. So we get to be over 500 for a few more days. And then it's the White Sox coming to town, and what Pirates fans do? Oh, they're a bad team. We're going to sweep them, and then promptly lose the series. But
of course. Yeah. Well, yeah. Get your hashtag Raisins in. As you guys know, we're giving away sandwiches at the end of this show because the Pirates won today. So Hashtag raise it. We'll get you entered. We'll give away 4 sandwiches to 2 winners after the show at the end of it. So get your raise it's in. We'll get that going. But before we get started here, Doug, and talk about this game today, let me tell you about BetOnline. BetOnline continues to be your number one source for all your sports betting action. And with baseball in full swing and football season around the corner, BetOnline has more ways to stay in on the action with the latest odds, news, and scores, even live in-game betting. From MLB, UFC to tennis and NFL futures, BetOnline remains your choice for sports wagering info. In between games, head over to the BetOnline casino with all your top Vegas-style games, including poker and live casino. Head to the website today to take advantage of their industry-leading VIP program with level-up bonuses and weekly cash boost. BetOnline, the game starts here. So speaking of level-up bonuses, Doug, how about Tommy Pham?
Tommy Pham.
Everybody quiet. Tommy Pham is homering again. I believe he didn't have a home run this year for the first 52 games, Doug. And now he has 4 in 14 games. So just in time for the trade deadline, right? Tommy Pham gets the Pirates started with a solo home run in the second inning, and the Pirates are on the board 1-0. But Tommy Pham's like their second best hitter right now.
Maybe first. Who's hitting better than Tommy Pham right now?
It's a good point. He might be first.
Yeah. And I do want to again stress, get your hashtag raise it's in there. I mean, we've not done this since July 2nd, the last time that Ryan was talking about. I think, was I on there? I don't know, but whatever. We don't give sandwiches away too often, so it's a rare opportunity. But yeah, Tommy Pham, every time I see him do something now I keep thinking, I can see Ben Carrington going into Bob Nutting's office at the end of the season and Bob saying, well, Ben, why should you keep your job? Listen, if Tommy Pham had his contact situation straightened out at the start of the season, and if Nick Gonzalez didn't break his leg running, a home run try, and Horowitz didn't hurt his wrist, even though I knew he hurt his wrist, we'd have been right there in the thick of things. I made the right moves. Look at that pitching I've put together. We need to, extend me for 5 more years. So I get a little nervous now every time Tommy Pham does something good, but I mean, it's nice to see. He must have been miserable. The dude's obviously a competitor. It's nice to see someone put the ball over the fence. This is a team that doesn't string hits together, so they need some home runs. And 4 in what has it been? Less than a month, I think. Right? When
14 games, 4 and 14. Yeah.
When did Jesus lay his hands on him and heal his sight? When was that?
Right.
Yeah. But we don't have a lot of guys here that have 4 home runs in 14 games. We don't have a lot of guys here that have 4 home runs, right?
And that's the thing. I think on this whole road trip, they scored with the second run. I think they scored it was 16 runs in 9 games on this road trip. So not good, less than 2 a game. But that's the thing. Like if they're not stringing together 4 or 5 hits to manufacture a run or two, there's nobody that's really driving this ball to the gap or out of the park besides Tommy Pham right now.
I mean, when we scored that run in the 9th, right? How many times have we hit a single with a guy on second base and the guy's only been able to get to third base, right? We must lead the league. And singles with runners in scoring position that only play station to station. It happens so often, and considering how often we get thrown out running around the bases and go trying to stretch singles into doubles, that sort of thing. But yeah, I mean it's hard. You're sitting there watching, they're going, all right, 1 out, we've got 2 on, we've got it's Kutch, it's and it's like I mean, who got the single that advanced him to third? Was that Kutch? Was that whatever? I don't know. But yeah, it's like, man, 1 base at a time. Like, can't we just get a gapper? Can't we just make this easy?
Right. Well, in that second inning, so they do things out of order. Pham hits a leadoff solo home run. The Pirates end up loading the bases in that inning, Doug. After the home run, they get bases loaded against Woods Richardson, and Kutch ends up flying out there with bases loaded. But that's the thing. It's like when they do get bases loaded, it's usually a walk or 3 an error or 3 straight singles or a couple singles and a walk. And it's like by that point, it's like you kind of used up your good luck for the inning. And it's like, what's the chances of getting 4 singles or more in an inning. So
that's exactly right. It's like you can't expect to string 6 singles together to get 2 runs.
right.
That's a lot to ask. I mean, it's really like an oddly constructed team. Again, you're built around pitching. You're expecting to win close games. So you're thinking you need either one of 2 things. You need either, just some Joey Gallo types, right? Who are like, all right, they're going to crank some home runs once in a while, but lots of strikeouts, lots of walks. Or you need a bunch of Luis Arias. I can never say his name. Arias from
actual
San
hitters,
Diego.
contact hitters.
Right, guys that they're not power hitters, but they do hit singles and doubles, and they do it frequently. That sort of thing. They get on base, and we don't have either. So it seems like we, and again, when Reynolds and Cruz aren't hitting, this lineup looks brutal. So.
Yep. And Reynolds did have, I think he had a 2-out double in the first inning, got stranded. And then, so, we talk in the second inning, they load bases. They don't get any runs out of that bases loaded opportunity. They actually chase Woods Richardson from the game in the 5th when they have 2 on, another 2 singles, IKF singles, who he had 4 hits today. I think they were all singles, 4 for 4, Kutch singles. And they chase the starter from the game. And they, the Twins bring in their reliever and, they get out of it. Gonzalez grounds out. So it's just like you chase the pitcher away, which was good, but you didn't even get any runs out of it. So it was still a 1-1 game, until the 9th. And it's just, it's just, you get a couple singles. It's like, the chances are you're not going to get 3, 4, 5, 6 in the same inning.
Yeah. I mean, the Pirates had 10 hits today, a double, a home run, and 8 singles, Right. They drew 2 walks. I mean, they had gotten from the base pass. I remember watching an ESPN's, a Sports Center after the Zane Smith beat the Mets like 1-0. And Keith Olbermann, tongue in cheek says, and Zane Smith scattered 10 hits today. And every time I see these kind of Pirates games, that's what it reminds me of. It's like, that's what we did. 100%. We scattered those 10 hits, but you couldn't get anything out of it. So
100%. That's what they are. And it's, hey, Sawinski gets a walk today, immediately gets picked off first.
Picked off, right?
It's just, look, you just came up for like chance number 6. You can't get picked off on the base pass.
No, right. Again, we talk about winning in the margins and doing the little things, right? Like I said, you got to be hanging by a thread on your last chance with your last fingernail hanging on and then you get picked off on one of the rare occasions you make it to the base.
I know, and I don't know what he's trying to make a play, or if he saw something he thought he could sneak that in against the pit. Just stay at first. You can't do it. But anyway,
we can't afford to create outs for them, right? We can't afford to give them outs, and that's just one of the many perfect examples. Just like Tommy Pham not running out that one play where the guy was dribbling the ball around first base, So it's like, come on.
Well, that's where I was going with the head to the 9th. So it's still 1-1. The Pirates, Hayes singles, Cruz pinch hits, so a good sign because. And he got injured. When he left the game early yesterday, hit flexor or something. But I mean, if he's coming out and pinch hitting, and the home run derby's coming up, hopefully that's a good sign. He singles to an infield single, beats it out, even though he's not really. I say he's running hard, but I guess he's not 100% either. So he gets on. You got 2 on, and IKF. Singles, so you got bases loaded again, Doug, and it's like, it's only 1 out. Can we get a run in here, break this 1-1 tie? And Horowitz comes up right, strikes, 2 strikes right on him, swings through him. It's 0-2, and you're like, here we go. He ends up hitting a screamer to second. Brooks Lee
hits into a double play, really.
Yeah, he makes a great dive and catch, and you're thinking, oh, great. Of course he hits it right at this guy, and he's going to get a double play. And then Brooks Lee couldn't get it out of his glove, or it looked
I mean, it looked like it was stuck in, and he kept looking at it after, it's like he had Spider-Man webbing in there or something. He couldn't get it out.
Yeah, and he looked like, I don't know if he wasn't, because he was on his, he was on his knees at that point. It's I don't know if he just wasn't comfortable either throwing it to second, but he ends up throwing to first, almost throws it away at first.
Right. But the run that was very piratey. Right. It was very piratey, that play. We've lost enough games on that sort of play So it was, it was only time for the tables to turn a little.
Yeah, so Pirates take the 2-1 lead there and then close it out in the ninth. So but that's, I mean, like 15 runs on this road trip. Like they had to have won games 2-1, 3-1. That Royal series, they scored 3 in every game, didn't win any of them.
Right.
We would have taken 3 runs for most games this year. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
So
If we'd
it's
given
just
Paul
crazy.
Skeens 3 runs in every game, he's probably got 10 wins, right?
Right. Right. So yeah, so 2-1. We'll get into the bullpen, but let's talk about Mitch Keller, Doug.
Yes.
Speaking of, raising your your trade value and everything, but Mitch Keller, another fantastic start, 6 innings, gives up 1 run, 3 strikeouts, only 4 hits, no walks. Mitch Keller, man, now his ERA is down to 3.48.
Right.
I know, Doug, you've said it, and you're correct. Like he usually wears down in the second half and kind of has a declining second half and everything every year. But Mitch Keller, there's a lot of talk about his trade value. Are they going to trade him and get a bat? I just I don't know how you trade this guy. He just showed it again today. Why? Yes, he's quality start Mitch Keller, but he eats those innings. He's underrated, and he gives
Yeah.
you what a lot of these rookies you can't rely on all the time. And we saw Burrows yesterday. Like Burrows has been good, but he, had a terrible outing yesterday, only lasted an inning and a third or whatever it was. And yeah, Keller, man, he's just a steady force in that rotation. So I'm scared for Ben Cherington to trade anybody, but I don't want Mitch Keller gone at this point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'll tell you this: at the start of the year, I said he was my pick to click. I thought Strom was going to come in and help him, and he did, or something did. I don't know what the
Right.
exact, but he had his best April. This has been his best season because it's been his most consistent. And you're right; what he offers is so valuable. People keep saying, "Oh, we'll get nothing for him," and they're not even talking about Ben Cherington being bad at trades. They're just thinking, "Oh, because he makes 15, because he has no value." Are you kidding? A team like the Dodgers, a team like the Yankees would love a Mitch Keller who gave you 6 innings every single start, who kept you in the game, who didn't cry and complain about lack of run support, who's good soldier, good teammate, who is durable. Right? I look
Yeah.
at the Dodgers. The Dodgers have 12 pitchers on the IL. You don't think they would love a guy like Mitch Keller that you can just pencil in for 32 starts and feel pretty good about them? I do think Mitch Keller is going to have a better second half. At the beginning of the season, I wouldn't have wanted him traded at all. The only reason, I mean, again, if we were doing things the way we're supposed to, you'd say, I'm penciling Keller in, and you would trade somebody like Bubba Chandler, who's a prospect who you don't know exactly what it is, whose value is as high as it's probably ever going to be because people do believe that we're a pitching factory and that sort of thing. And you're like, you get a top, you get that. I've said this before. You get the hitting version of Mitch Keller. Get some of Bubba Chandler. I mean, some hot, can't miss prospect type, which of course we talking earlier, they do miss, but yeah, and you wouldn't worry about Mitch Keller and his 15 million. You wouldn't worry about if this team was in contention like it should be, like it has the pitching to be. You wouldn't even consider trading him. So
No.
I'm certainly not on the bandwagon to get rid of him or anything. I'm of course I'm going to be a little nervous about his second half. That has been his history, but yeah, he's pitching great. He's, like you said, he's just so reliable. You just know what you're getting. By and large, you're going to get 6 innings, 3 runs or less, and no drama, cost control, the
Yeah.
whole shebang. Right.
Yeah. I mean, it's just, and I know people say, look, the pitching the Pirates have, like, we get it. They got a lot of arms. They got depth. They got a lot of young arms, good arms. But we haven't seen Bubba Chandler in the majors yet. We've
Right.
seen Burrows. We haven't seen Barco. Like you just, it's tough to say, hey, let's trade Keller because we have Barco and we have Chandler and we have Ashcraft and
Right.
Majinski, and it's just you don't replace a Mitch Keller overnight like that. And it's
Well, and those young guys aren't, because they can't go 6 innings. If Bubba
right,
Chandler
not
comes up,
now.
if we
Yeah,
right, if we trade Mitch Keller today, and we get back Juan Soto, like, right, great trade, how, and we bring up Bubba Chandler. Bubba Chandler is not going to replicate what Mitch Keller is doing, because
Right.
he still throws a lot of pitches. We're going to baby his innings anyway. Yeah, he's going to have a lot of starts of 3 2/3 innings, and have to
Right.
be relieved. And we're going to have to skip him a start here or there, push him back, because we're managing his innings. If any of these guys turn into what Mitch Keller is doing this year, we're going to be pretty pleased, right?
Yeah.
If Bubba Chandler finishes the season with a 3.48 ERA, are you going to be mad? No, and again, based on that kind of performance, he should have 10 to 15 wins. And again, we know that pitchers' wins are not attributable to the pitcher. They matter. Wins always matter. But yeah, I would love it if they said, hey, we're going to do some real stuff here. We're going to build this team around the guys that we know are performing, but
Right.
I have no faith. I have no faith in anything they do, whether they train him or not train him. I have no faith.
Well, and you're right, because look, you're not going to compete next year or the year after with like managing 5 guys innings in the rotation. Like you need some, and at that point, hopefully we're not limiting schemes for all-star games and stupid stuff like that. But like the other guys coming up, like, yeah, you can't be managing everybody's innings. Like you need some steady guys in there that you can rely on every 5th day. And
Right.
it's just, look, it's the Pirates are just, they can't get out of their own way, because look, I understand the financials behind it. Keller makes more money than most of these guys. So yes, you could trade him and hopefully bring a bat back, and then you clear up some, payroll to maybe sign a guy or two that could help in the lineup. But here's the other problem with it. Who trusts Ben Sherrington to make that trade? Nobody. So,
Yeah.
like,
And
if
that's
you're
the
going to,
biggest issue, right?
right. So like yes, it's financials a problem. It's, any other team, like you said, if the Pirates were in it this year, and like, let's say they had gotten a hitter or two and they're at in the wild card race or whatever, they're not trading a Mitch Keller probably at this deadline. So,
You
or in
wouldn't
the
even
off
consider it,
season.
right? Right. You
Right.
wouldn't even consider it. It wouldn't even be a topic of discussion. Had they say, signed Austin Hayes and traded for Josh Naylor instead of getting Horowitz and Pham, right? And that this team was winning games 3-2 and 3-1, that sort of thing, right? You'd be like, all right. I mean, we'd be nervous about Mitch. We're like, oh man, I hope he doesn't have a second half slide. But
Right.
you would. I mean, again, I wouldn't. I'd be reluctant to even trade Heaney, and he didn't pitch well in his last outing, but you need these guys. You need veterans, like these young guys, especially as the summer wears on. We always forget how these pitchers wear down, as the players in general wear down as the summer goes on. Paul Skeens is the only one that seems immune to it. And again, he was
Yeah.
crafted on Mount Olympus. I mean, we cannot let him skew our vision of what, every young pitcher is going to be. He's a miracle.
Yeah. But yeah, so Mitch again today, just that steady force. Yes, his trade value is probably pretty high. He does it again today. He throws 42 fastballs, Doug, 83 pitches, 42 of them were fastballs. They just couldn't get any. There was no hard contact off of him today. The only blemish he had, I think, was in it was the 3rd inning. Buxton, which Byron Buxton's, killing the Buccos. Hits for the cycle yesterday. Comes in today, RBI double, ties the game up 1-1 in that 3rd inning. But that was it. Like, there was no hard contact off of Mitch today. And he only had 5 whiffs. He only had 3 strikeouts.
Right.
He's just was steady, was getting outs, and was pretty efficient too at it.
Yeah, I think this is the Strom influence. Mitch Keller and his 6-pitch repertoire. And, too often he was trying to be too fine, too cute, throwing too many pitches. It's like, no, man, you've got an elite fastball. Throw the fastball, throw it in the strike zone, get out.
Right.
Even with a bad fielding team behind you, generally speaking, you're going to get outs most of the time. The average baseball player hits 236 now. Just you got great stuff. Do your thing. So, yeah, I've been thrilled to watch his development from the very beginning, and
Right.
I think we're lucky to have Mitch Keller on the team. I would hate to see him go, especially for a weak hitting middle infielder who can't play shortstop,
Exactly.
type thing. So that will send right to Double-A and say he's a big part of our future. We really believe in him. And then refuse to bring him up regardless of how many injuries and how poorly everybody else is doing. So,
Real quick here, Martin says NS9 should have live draft coverage today. We do. I wanted to get this in before we head out here. Yeah, today at 6, so literally less than an hour. I believe it's going to be Donardo and Tyler, and I don't know, maybe some guests, maybe Doug, maybe you're jumping on there. I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know if they're
I
playing a
don't know.
joke on me or do they really want me
No, I
there.
don't know.
So
But yeah, it'll be definitely Donardo and Tyler will be on at 6 o'clock here live on YouTube and everything and X and everything. So we'll be on for the draft coverage. So definitely check that out. I guess the only other thing here, Doug, today in this game was, the bullpen. The bullpen closed it out. Ferguson, he literally threw one pitch this week, Doug. One pitch in his only outing. He comes in, has a nice 1-2-3 inning. Santana comes in, Mr. Efficiency. He has a 1-2-3 inning off of 9 pitches. Like he's just been, how good has he been this first half?
I don't want him to go. I don't want Bednar to go either. But I mean, Santana can pitch in any situation. He's so efficient. I mean, he is the guy that you can have throw 2 innings, or you can throw him 3 days in a row because he only threw 7 pitches, 4 pitches.
Right. His
know,
max is like 14.
He's on a cheap contract. Again, it just seems effortless, and he doesn't seem the least bit phased. I have no idea. I don't have 1 ounce of inkling of like what his personality is. Right? He just goes up there, he pitches, and that's it. So I would really hate to see him go.
Yeah, he gave up 2 singles, but again, gets out of the inning. No runs in, and then he gets the win today because the Pirates get the lead in the top of the 9th. And then David Bednar comes in. Doug, I don't know when was the last time Bednar gave up a run. I could probably look this up really quick, but it's been a while.
I mean, this happens with relievers, these great turnarounds, but it's really amazing from what we saw in the second half of last year, what we saw in the first, 2 weeks of this season to where he is now. It's hats off, David Bednar. Well done, sir. I mean, that's really something.
He went, I mean, they sent him down to AAA, but he wasn't there that long.
No.
He's been, look, he hasn't given up a run since May 23rd. If I'm looking at this Baseball Reference game log correctly, May 23rd against Milwaukee, and a win. It was an extra inning game against Milwaukee. May 23rd, he hasn't given up a run since then.
But you think about that.
It's unreal.
You're right. The pressure that he pitches in anyway, just in regular game situations a lot. Then he's coming off just a stretch of just being awful. Then being sent to the minors. Like, can you imagine the internal pressure you'd put on yourself? Then you come out and have to pitch in the 8th inning or something, and before long, right back in the 9th inning. I mean, it just it shows what a stud he is, how tough he is mentally. It's been really, really impressive. It's another one of those things we're lucky to have him. And again, if we were a serious team, we wouldn't even be considering trading him. He's homegrown, loves it here, wants to be here, rises to the big moment, dug himself out of that hole. He should be on the mound in the 9th inning of a playoff game, closing it out. Paul Skeens,
I'm with you. I know, the guys have talked about this a lot. I know Nutting nixed the deal supposedly at one point. I would keep these guys, trade the rentals, like Martin says in here, and just keep Keller, keep Bednar and Santana, because you have to compete next year. Like, I don't care. Right. You have to. So if are you going to trade Bednar and Santana for somebody that's going to help you this year or next year? Right. I don't know. So,
well, are they going to make you better? Right. If you're going to trade Bednar and Santana and Keller, what you get back needs to make you better immediately, or not. Okay, let's not even say immediately, but for the 2026 season, right? It has to. And I don't think there's a guarantee you're going to be able to do that. And to me, again, it goes to, like, they should be trying to salvage this season just within the Donnie Kelly era of it. Let's finish strong. Let's add something. And that's why I would trade a Bubba. I would trade a Heaney. You can trade Tommy Fan, and I understand you're not going to get, but I said, you trade Bubba, you should be able to get a hitter, right? And maybe you package some of the other stuff together, and you keep guys that you have signed that are under team control that can help you win a game today, right? Not a game in 2027, not a game in 2028. You've got Paul Skeens. You should be doing everything possible to get to the playoffs because he can win you 3 games in a 7-game series.
You're preaching to the choir, man. I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
we
absolutely
all
with
see
you.
it. As I'm saying, we all see it. Everybody sees what Skeens is and what we should be doing, except Charrington and Travis Williams and Bob Nutting. MLB starting him. They're starting him in All-Star games and putting him on covers of video games. And we're just like, oh, we sure do like Paul, but we're going to rearrange his schedule so he can pitch in an exhibition game.
Oh, here's him talking to Dave Roberts on the phone.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, that's great. People are clipping up clips from 2015, and I can't even watch them. I'm so jaded at this team. It kills me. But getting back to Bednar, he 25 pitches today, Doug. He had that curveball going. Like he had four whiffs off the curveball. He threw it 7 times, had 4 whiffs. The hitters couldn't hold up on it. He was locating the fastball, had the curveball going. And yeah, Bednar he's been lights out since, like I said, May 23rd was the last time he gave up a run. So June and July, he's been lights out. And this one, we say it all the time with relievers, they're volatile. So like anytime if you get a good deal to trade them, go for it. But I trying to replace the Santana and Bednar is more difficult than I think people are thinking. But
right, I'm one of those guys that really believes that nobody's untouchable, right? If the Yankees say we're going to offer you Aaron Judge, and Anthony Volpe for Paul Skeens, and we're going to pay their salaries, dog, we got you. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
These are trades you have to consider, right? If you can trade Bednar and make the team better, demonstrably, tangibly better, not projectedly better,
Yeah, not a single way arm or a double way
trade him.
bat.
Yeah, but not for a O'Neal Cruz, Tommy Watson, 5 years down the road type thing. Again, I support anything that you do that makes the team actually better, and I mean now, then sure, absolutely have at it. But again, I don't want to see Billy Cook coming back. No offense, Billy Cook. I think he had 2 home runs today on 2 pitches. But no, I want, I don't know who I want, but I want somebody that can hit, that can actually hit.
You want a bat. Yeah, you want a bat.
Yeah,
too. Right.
Right.
All right. Last call for Raise It. We're going to be giving away sandwiches here really, really soon. Hashtag Raise It. We have, 82 entries. It's a little light for a Sunday afternoon. Let's get those up. We got 82 entries right now. Hashtag Raise It. Yeah, where is everybody? Yeah, but hey, they closed out the first half.
Pirates, yeah.
They finished the first half 39-58, Doug, 19 games under. Like I said, last game I was on, this team was cruising. 6-game win streak. What'd you guys do?
Yeah, I don't know. I never thought, I'm telling you, when we did all our overs and unders and all that sort of stuff, I never thought that this team would be 19 under at the end of the season, let alone at the All-Star break.
Right. All right, let me share my screen here. We'll get this going for yeah, let's see. Oh boy. It's not letting me, though. Let's see what's going on. I'm on a different web browser here, so I don't know. Okay, give me a second. This could be Doug's chance to talk about Cooperstown. Well, you and I are going to be in Cooperstown.
Yeah, we're going to Cooperstown in 2 weeks? Yeah, 2 weeks. We're going for the Dave Parker enshrinement. Sadly, Dave Parker won't be there, but his speech is going to be read by his son, I believe. I've never been to Cooperstown. It's certainly been on the bucket list for a long time, so I'm really excited. I think we'll have a blast. I think it's going to be you, me, and I think Neil might be joining us. So yeah, I mean, the concept of the Hall of Fame, I love the idea of it. It gets a little too preachy sometimes with who can be in and who can't and all that sort of stuff. But there's going to be a lot of, you're going to see a lot of cool stuff.
Can you see this, Doug? Can you see the StreamYard?
It says you are sharing your entire screen. Stop sharing.
Well, apparently I'm not, because it's not showing me. It
doesn't seem like you're sharing much, Ryan. Can't you? Come on, Ryan.
It sure does.
Be a 21st century guy, man. Share. Don't keep it all bottled up.
See, this is what happens when when I got to do a different web browser here last second. Well, I guess I could still run it, Doug. It's just not gonna.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's not. I don't know. It's not
and
doing
let's
it.
face it, NS9 has caught a little bit of piratitis. So, as the season winds on, we're not exactly, playing at our peak either.
All right, here's what we're gonna do. I am going to. Well, here. I'll do this. Hold on, Doug. We're gonna turn
Okay.
the old camera around.
Oh,
All right,
interesting. You see,
it's a
that's
little. It's a little
innovation.
backwards, but hey.
If only the Pirates could adjust and adapt like Ryan can.
Exactly. All right, here we go. We got 83 entries. First two sandwiches we are giving out.
Good luck. Good
Let's
luck.
go. See if we can read this. This is like reading
If Bucko Mike
backwards.
is ever going to complain about one of these being rigged.
There we go. Bucko Brett.
Bucko
33.
Brett, 33. Congratulations.
I don't think that's Brett Ski, but I don't know. But good. Congrats, Brett. Send us a message on social media or email us at northshore9 northshore9@gmail.com. And we need your email, and we'll get the sandwiches loaded to your app. So here we go. Drawing number 2, sandwiches 3 and 4. Well, I'm telling you, we need the drum roll sound effect.
Yep.
Oh, Sherrod
Learn. Congratulations, Sherrod. I think he's won before.
Yeah. He's
here. He's
repeat
loyal.
winner.
Yeah, he's a follower. He's a devoted follower. So
look at that adjustment. Look at that. That was perfect. Yeah, Lisa was right there. She was the one right before.
I thought it was going to be her there for a second. Yeah.
She's also would have been a repeat winner. But yeah, congrats, Brett and Sherrod. Yeah, get at us. We'll get those sandwiches loaded to you. And the first half is over, Doug. 38 and what did I say? 39 and 58.
39 and 58. 39, Dave Parker's number. Thank you for sticking with us through this first half, unofficial half of the season. You are troopers, man. You're dedicated. Hopefully the second half will be a little more exciting. They'll play a little better. Hopefully something good happens at the trade deadline.
The deadline will be interesting because it seems like they're going to be active, and there's a lot of, we just talked about some of it. There's a lot of different ways they could go.
Oh, there really is. Yeah. They could do both, right? They could buy and sell type, you know.
But I'm with you. Like the Tony Watson for O'Neill Cruz, like as great of a trade that was, like that's just not where this team's at. Like I don't want that deal now.
No. Right. It's kind of like the draft. Like normally with the draft, I say take the best player available. But now, my thought process is take the one that's major league ready, closest to being major league ready. Right. I don't want a high school pitcher, even if he's going to be, the next Bubba. It's like, I don't have 5 years, right? Paul Skeens will be gone by then. I want somebody that can help Paul Skeens get to the playoffs. So I don't want Paul Skeens to be Mike Trout, right? Like the greatest pitcher of his generation. And never make, Trout went to one series and they got swept. But I want Paul Skeens in the playoffs. I want to get him in the playoffs multiple times. And I want to see how, because I believe he will be dominant. I believe we'll get Madison Bumgarner-esque performances from him.
You're at 110% correct that he's a guy that he would win you three games in a series. Like,
he'll win game 1, he'll win game 4, and he'll come back and pitch the last 5 innings of game 7. And
come out of the bullpen or something. Yeah.
Right. And you'll just be like, holy cow, we're just watching just greatness.
Yeah, and the pitching's been elite this year, not just Skeens. Like that's
it's not just Skeens. The
with
bullpen
Keller
is
and
doing
Santana and Ferguson and Bednar.
And you're getting great outings from guys like from Burrows and from Falter and Heaney. Not consistently, but they're giving you enough that you should be at least a 500 team right now. And somehow it's gone disastrously awry. But Well, and I would not call this the best laid plans of Mice and Ben. It's not exactly very good laid plans there, Ben.
No.
But,
well, we'll get out of here to let the guys take, like I said, about a half hour at 6:00. They'll be back on these airwaves to talk the draft and kind of do a live stream throughout the first round there. So
The draft is always so much fun. It makes you so hopeful, but it's hard to be hopeful now. So.
Right. But yeah, again, thanks guys for, tuning in again, all throughout this first half. After the draft, we'll have a couple of days off as, obviously the All-Star game coming up and everything.
We will do Bucko Brew tomorrow morning, right? I'm sure.
I think, the guys will be doing that as well. So I'm sure they'll recap the first half in all its glory. And the post games will be back Friday. Like you said, the White Sox are coming into town. Bad team, easy sweep, Doug, right?
Let's go. Let's get this thing started off right.
Hey, the Pirates are good at home.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my hope is that let's just finish 5 games over in the Donnie Kelly era. For some reason, I'm struggling with that. Like that. I don't know. You can tell me some hope.
Too many Keller
right
today. Yeah, there's too many of it.
Right. And I'm not even drinking Guinness. So
that's right. I finished mine. I got to go get another one. So, all right. So thanks, guys. We'll see you again, and appreciate everything. And see you.
See you guys.
All right, that wraps up this episode of North Shore 9. Thanks so much for tuning in. Whether you're listening on the podcast or catching us on YouTube, if you enjoyed the show, please give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. It really helps us grow. And if you're listening on the podcast, a quick review goes a long way in helping others find the show. Plus, be sure to tell a friend about us. There's always room for more here in the NS9 community. And for those looking to support us a little more, consider joining our Patreon, become an MVP member, and get exclusive perks while helping us continue to bring you more of the Pirates content you love. Thanks again for all your support, and let's go Bucks.